Here we go. Let's talk about it. I know y'all got a lot to say about this one right here. Let's talk about her. Oh man, Robyn Stewart, played by Sanaa Lathan. First off, I want to say Sanaa Lathan did a wonderful job, and she is looking extra good. Yes, I've had a crush on her since loving basketball and all that stuff. So you already know how I feel about your girl. I love you. Okay, back to the ladies though. Okay, because we gotta have a balance here. Y'all went off with Morris Chestnut. I know y'all not gonna be like, yeah, Robyn was fine. I know y'all not gonna say that. I'm gonna say it. Okay, I'm gonna say it.
We said it when Nia.
Right.
You be like, she's beautiful. No, I'm be like, she fine. So now holla at your boy. Okay, holla at your boy. Okay. All right. So let's start it off with Amy. Amy V. What are your likes and dislikes about Robyn Stewart? Right.
So Robyn has always been a character that I struggled with. Like, she was always kind of flighty to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was just something about her that just read indecisive. And then with these chapters, it was like, there it is. Like, her heart. I love her heart, right? She has a beautiful heart. What she wants to do, what she's doing is great. But I think she just kind of, because she's so flighty, it was so easy for her to lose herself in Harper. And, so I get, she's trying to reestablish herself and find herself. And, I get it. Because, like, the whole thing of, well, I never really tell him how I feel. How is he supposed to know? Like, you mad at him and you throwing all this aggression at him for things that you've never verbalized to him. So I've always kind of struggled with Robyn. I felt like she was a safe place for Harper. So like, he couldn't have Jordan, so this is the safest option. Because, she's a good girl. Or she's not going to challenge me or anything like that. So I don't know. I just always kind of struggled with her character. Because even like in the dynamics with the other girls, she just was that puzzle piece that was chipped on the end. She just didn't fit.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. Okay, great. You just stopped. I was like, did she cut out? Like, okay. You'll never do that. You'll never just be like, okay, cool.
Well, I'm being mindful because I know Nita has to go. So
thank you. Appreciate it. Speaking of Nita the Diva, can you let us know how you feel about Robyn? Fine ass Sanaa Lathan. Okay, good.
Yes. Fine. Okay. You got 3 of them for me. So listen, that first episode when they went back into the hotel room and she was sitting it out like that, I said, you better do it. I love that scene. It was so cute. And that's like the good stuff that you want to see with them. It feel like they really focused on a lot of their struggles. But they did have some good moments, but they really did have a lot of struggles. And I think it's because, again, we got to take it all the way back to the beginning. Like, he was one of those men that if anybody stepped outside of his little box, y'all remember that, oh, there's the drama. So she always had to suppress how she felt. She always had to, like, in order to keep him, she couldn't even vocalize it. And so when the therapist is saying that he can't read your mind, but he doesn't want to hear me either when I'm speaking up. So, she walked a very fine line. And, I hate to call people names or whatever, but she gives me pick me vibes. So just kind of like, I'm going to go along to get along. And she wanted the happily ever after. When you're young, that's what the fairy tale is, right? That's what they want us to think. That's why they loaded us down with them Disney Cinderellas and all that stuff. So they kind of programmed us to think like that. So I don't, fault her for that. But, as she was growing and finding herself and finding her voice, things changed. And she saw that he was not going to ever change. And so, I mean, she did the hard thing. I think she chose herself, and I was proud of her for doing that. And what I did not like is how she wanted to move to Ghana. That decision for me, it was a no-brainer for me. I not that you just want to move to another continent. It's the fact that we didn't have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We are co-parents. Her father is still her father.
Can I challenge you just a little bit
Okay.
with that, neither? So it's not that I wouldn't say that there was no conversation. I think, yeah, she blitzed it at the last minute, but it was always on the table.
Yeah, from when she went there.
When they were supposed to go and visit. So
Right.
it was on the table. Harper just don't pay attention to nothing.
Right. And it's always about Harper's needs. She's always compromising. She's always like with the brownstone. She didn't want to do it. But what she ended up doing? She ends up giving in. That's the course of their relationship. And she's given so much and nobody's pouring back into her. So when she had that little interaction with the man at the market and she said his energy nourishes her. And I was like, wow. And she was just appreciating the small things that he did, like how he look out for her, how he look out for the community. When just those types of things. And those types of things start to look good when you're starving.
Yep.
Okay. So
that's feeding that 20%.
I understood it. Like you said, you could. I mean, I understood it. I felt like she kept her cool. Ain't nothing inappropriate went down. Unlike Harper,
Almost.
no.
Yeah, when he came
When
to the
he
house,
came over that house, when he came over the
It
house,
was a
he's
hug.
like, he was like, You saw when she was in the
That's how
park
it
though. She
started.
was all like waiting to exhale. She was like, you saw it.
Look, she was getting
But
nourished.
Nita, do you think Harper left that manuscript on the table on purpose for her to find? Because that's what swayed her to move into the brownstone. I think that was bait.
I think so too. I think so too. Because it seemed like, and he knows it. That's why I said he knows her so well. He knows how to get what he needs out of her. And she falls for a hook, line, and sinker every time. Every time.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a good one.
Wow. Okay. All right. Who didn't talk about Robyn? Because I got lost.
Tiff.
Oh, I mean, I agree with everything that was said. There were times where I was watching this with my mother, and when she started to have fantasies about the guy in the market, my mom was like, "Oh, Rob," like her voice was just like, "I'm so disappointed in you, Robyn." Like she was just like, "Oh, Robyn," and then at one point she was like, "I knew I didn't like you, Robyn. I knew I didn't like you."
But you remember your mom is mixing her up with the other character from the other movie. What movie was that?
She did confuse her with the character from The Family That Prays.
The Family That Prays, the Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
We hated her on that. We hated her on that.
Yeah. So, but I remember, just feeling that disappointment from my mom, like, because I really wanted her to just, I could see that she was trying to hold on, right? She was really trying to hold on, but then it was like she tried to get him to see where she was coming from, but it was just the way she was just going about it. I was just like, I don't know how you are gonna just. I feel like it was emotional cheating. It was emotionally cheating because she was so checked out because Harper was just not giving her what she needed. And so she emotionally checked out and then started having these fantasies and flirting with this guy, and then the whole him coming over and the hug. And it was like, it was a mental thing, it was all mental. Like you can't put yourself in that kind of situation and, not start to stray from your own relationship. when you have those kind of thoughts, eventually, I mean, you're gonna start to act on them. Eventually, you will. I mean, it didn't get that far, but it was almost like I'm going to use this as an excuse to, have this almost affair, and if it did go that far, she could say, well, my husband isn't paying attention to me. He's not giving me what I need. I mean,
No excuse.
she could have gone there. They could have easily gone there with that.
Right.
So, those that, but I do love that she's aware of the like nature, and she likes to give, and like I'm like that too. I love like plants and animals, and I'm into stuff like that. So the fact that she wanted to take her daughter away to experience, like my mom took me on vacations to experience other parts of the world, and to really learn about other cultures and stuff like that. So I really like that she thought of that, but it was just unfortunate that they couldn't really come together. And I mean, there was a point where they compromised. I mean, she compromised for Harper. She came to his event, and then she left and went to hers. And then when he walked in the room, I was like, oh yeah, see, y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. I kind of had some hope. I had some hope, but unfortunately it played out the way it played out. So.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I think the nail in the coffin was when homeboy, Mr. I love your cooking, Mr. I'm waiting to exhale. When homeboy went ahead and found the spot for her. Like once that happened, she's like, this dude is really in tune with me and what I want and what I need and what my desires are, what my dreams are. You know what I'm saying? And then when she called Harper to handle it and he didn't, and it was lost, right? And the New Year's thing. Yeah. I think that was the nail in the coffin for her. I think it was a wrap. I think she definitely, she was on her way, as you said, Tiff, and Nita and Amy, she was on her way, emotionally about to get all out of it. But I think that was it. You know what I'm saying? And once they had that argument and really just laid everything out on the table, it was like, Harper, you a selfish mother, yo. Like, seriously. You like that's one thing I don't like about Harper. Like, Harper is all about Harper for real, and has always been about her. And she has always been a supporting person, mother, wife of him. And the one time, I do agree with her. Like, yo, this is the one time I wanted something for myself, and you didn't even come through. You didn't even pay attention. You didn't even put it on the line. It's time for me to bounce. Now, do I agree with her taking the baby all the way to Africa? No, I do not agree with that. I don't care what nobody say. Take him down to another borough. Y'all in Brooklyn, take another
borough.
You know what I'm saying? You want to go upstate New York, 30 minutes away in Rockland County, because that's where I live, right? Move 30 minutes away. Go there. Don't take me to another freaking continent. Come on, man. Like I was pissed off at that. Like, seriously, like, how you gonna do that to the baby? I can understand you got a dream. Okay, let's go away for a month and then we'll come back. I can see that. But you obviously had, Mfufu or whoever down in Africa waiting for you in Ghana so you can cook for him. Huh, Robyn?
But Jay, let me ask you a question. So you said you think the nail in the coffin was when Harper didn't come through with the property, right?
Mm-hmm. And
my thing, so the New Year for sure, but the property thing, that just goes to show how deep their lack of communication was. Because again, Robyn being flighty, did he ever vocalize to her, you pick stuff up and you drop it? Why am I going to invest in this when you keep, you can have these fly-by-night ideas that you don't follow through with, right? So if it was some sort of conversation about that, then that could have been one of the things that's easily resolved. So even though Harper dropped the ball and he didn't follow through, in all honesty, I wasn't really upset by that, because I understood where he was coming from. Like, but you should have told her that. You should have took a step back from what you were doing to say, I have concerns because of your patterns.
I agree. That should have happened off top.
Right.
It happened after the fact. Therefore, that's why I was like,
And then
they're
she
going at
felt
each other.
resentment, and then she was
Right.
resenting him. Yeah.
Right.
VACAYJTV.